How much money did you make in the first 6 months of ever being a loan signing agent?
$71,660.
Say that one more time.
$71,660 my first 6 months.
Of ever being a loan signing agent.
Yes. I've never made that in my lifetime. Like I pinch myself some days. I think, wow, this is my life now. This is my life. This is my career, and I'm loving it.
Another episode of On the Road with the Loan Signing System. Here with signing agent Lisa out in Arizona. How you doing today, Lisa?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Mark.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to share your story. It's so inspiring, like all these. So let's just jump into some inspiring stuff. How much money did you make last month?
I made $11,300.
$11,300 last month. How much money did you make in the first 6 months of ever being a loan signing agent?
$71,660.
Say that one more time.
$71,660 my first 6 months.
Of ever being a loan signing agent.
Yes.
Incredible. When you say that out loud, when you talk to me, like what feelings go through your body when you say that?
It's not real. It's like, it's not my story. Like I've never made that in my lifetime. Like I pinch myself some days. I think, wow, this is my life now. This is my life. This is my career, and I'm loving it. It's not just the money. It's actually that speech that if you love what you do, you're not working. It's like no matter how many hours I work, I'm enjoying it.
I love that. I am so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. I can't wait to share your story. I mean, this story is incredible. I mean, literally, you've built your business. I mean, $70,000 in 6 months. I mean, you know that tracks for $140,000 a year business. And
Yeah.
it's incredible that you did this in your first 6 months. So we're going to talk about your money income journey later. I like to jump out with that to inspire people that, this story is an amazing story. So, let's just kind of talk about your story because, I know it a little bit, but I'd love to share other people so they know how inspiring you truly are. So I start out every single one of these videos with the same question, Lisa. And that is, why did you choose to become a signing agent? How did all this happen and start?
So basically it started because of COVID, but it goes back even deeper for me because I am a 52-year-old widow raising a 15-and-a-half-year-old all by myself. And COVID changed my life because of the shutdowns. I had no more career. So for the first time in 52 years, I, embarrassingly enough, had to apply for unemployment because I had no idea how I was going to survive financially, what I was going to do.
Yeah, I mean, well, thank you. And I don't think there's anything embarrassed about it, right? You have to do what you have to do as a mom and provide. I mean, talk through some of those feelings about providing. I mean, you're a widow, so there is no other income from another spouse. I mean, talk about the feelings of like raising a daughter now knowing you have no job. Because I say that because you can't be the only single mom out there who is in this position. And so kind of talk about through those feelings to let them know that they're not alone.
So my journey started 13 years ago this week. I lost my husband. I went from literally dropping on the ground and wishing that it was me to looking through this tunnel that I'd never thought I'd see the other end of, knowing that I had to do this all alone. And as a single mom, I know there's a million out there, but you do whatever it takes. You have no other choice. There's nobody's there to help you. I mean, yes, I have family. I have a great family and a great help, but I don't want somebody doing it for me. I want to do it for myself. So you have to survive. You don't have any choice. You have to succeed.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting my thoughts. I mean, when you said that you wished it was you, like my whole body came with emotions, and um, I don't know if the words are, I'm sorry is even powerful enough for me to say, but I don't know what that feels like. But thank you for sharing it, because you aren't the only person, I think, who kind of dealt with that feeling before, and it must seem incredibly powerful to say to someone else. So thank you for letting me know about other people. They're not alone if they're in that situation. So, with that being said, Lisa, you said the journey started with you 13 years ago when you lost your husband, but so then 13 years later, you lost your job, right? I mean, what were some of those feelings you had
Right.
at that moment when you lost your job, knowing that there's no other income coming in for you and your daughter?
The feelings are awful. If you already grew up feeling worthless and not destined for greatness, basically, that now you don't have a job. Your job's, for most of us, I'm sure, is your identity. And so you feel like, what else, what am I going to do? I don't have a backup plan. I just have to survive, whatever it takes to survive. I felt like, well, how am I ever going to get out of this mess that I'm in now? How do I keep my daughter in school? How do I keep the roof over my head? How do I have a car to drive to work if I can't afford it? Where do you go from here?
Yeah, I mean, Lisa, I can feel the emotions in you saying that. And, and I thank you for being vulnerable, because, I think you're giving a voice to other single moms or single dads, who have some of those same feelings, especially if they've lost a job during COVID. I mean, like you said earlier in the conversation, like when you're a single mom or a single dad, or I'll just start calling it a single parent, that you understand you have to do what you have to do. And when the figurative rug gets pulled out from under your feet, that just must be an incredible moment of just like, wow, what's next?
Survivor mode kicks in. You do what you have to do, but it's always never been enough for me. It's never been a happy career. It's been survival mode. So you have no other choice when you have to do this alone, whether you're a man or a woman. It's a do or die. And then when your identity is your work, and that's how you survive, and that's all you know. That's what you've been doing for the last, I don't know how many years. That's how you survive. What do you do? How do you fix that quickly? You don't have time to mess around. You got mortgage payments to pay. You got kids, a daughter to make sure she's okay. It's like, she didn't ask to be here. It's my job to make sure everything's taken care of.
And the most amazing part is now, Lisa, you make $70,000 in 6 months, $12,000 in a month. You've made it on the other side of that tunnel. I mean, speak to somebody now who's in the middle of that dark tunnel, to someone who's now on the other side. What would you say to that single parent or whoever it is to keep going through that tunnel? Because your story is a story of redemption. Like, you've never made this much money, like you said, and now you are making this much money. So, what would you say to someone else who is in the middle of the tunnel? What would you say to inspire them?
I would tell them there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Even though we don't see the light or we don't see the master plan, there is something greater out there for us. If we just finally believe in ourselves, and I never did. Believe in yourself enough to know you're worthy and you should have this greatness. You should be able, and it's not just the money, it's the pride. It's the pride that I didn't set out to be a widower, and nor am I wanting people to feel bad for me, but to know that I can finally have some pride in the fact that, hey, I'm doing this and I'm kicking butt. So proud of it. Like every day I still shed tears over it. I feel like, wow, is this real? This is something I love. And I'm shocked.
Yeah,
If you just find that passion for yourself, you can make it happen if you want it.
You said something to me that, I love every single one of these interviews, because, being a signing agent means so many different things to different people, and for you, like you said, it's not about the money. It's about the pride. It's about making you feel whole again. It's about something that you could be proud to look your daughter in the face, but even your own self in the mirror. And that is really a beautiful story. I mean, yes, $10,000 a month is phenomenal, but I mean, I can't be more happy that you found you in this journey, and you are
I
on top.
did. Part of you in my situation where you wish you did it sooner, where you wish you would. So I would tell people, don't sit on the fence. Don't feel like you can't do it. Don't make 50 million excuses not to do the first signing. Just go. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. And I've had to instill that in myself, that we can do this. And if we make a mistake, we're going to fix it and we're going to be okay, but we're going to grow this together, and we can do this.
No.
And the pride, I just have so much pride I haven't had in my whole life. Like, I'm so proud of it's hard for me to say, because it's like you're not supposed to be proud of yourself. Then you're bragging, or, it's that negative feedback that's in your head that I'm trying to pull out, that I'm proud of myself. It doesn't matter what other people think. I can do this. And I did it. And I'm so proud of it. I'm just so proud.
I'm proud of you too. Lisa, what I'm going to say is, every student of mine has the same course. Not every student makes $70,000 in 6 months. So what I'm trying to say is, I can take no credit for your greatness. Your greatness has been in you since day one. You finally found the vehicle where that greatness can come out. And what you've built to this point is all Lisa. Like I said, every student has this same course. Not every student implements as much as you have. We're going to get to your journey of direct business soon in this conversation, but not everyone takes advantage of the tools. So Lisa, yes, I'm just trying to cement, you should be proud of yourself. For everybody watching right now, Lisa's results aren't typical because Lisa isn't typical. You aren't typical. You have built this business. And so, yes, be proud. I'm honored and humbled to be on this journey with you, Lisa. I'm just so happy for you. And this is like why I do it, man. I mean, thank you. You're giving me a moment here. And so, I mean, this is why I do these courses and why I try to help as many people as I can for this moment, and to know that it's not about the money. And I teach you guys it's not about the money. I tell you, it's never about the money. Obviously I share stories of some of my higher income students, but it's about the pride. Elrico last week's interview was about family, right? His was like, I needed more time with my family. It's not about the money. It's about what you can do for you and ultimately your family. So Lisa, I mean, just thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for sharing. And let's go. This is just the beginning. And I think that's right. I think that, man. So, I'm going to kind of stop there and kind of continue with the next part, because I thought that was, I think people hear it, and, actually I'm going to ask you a question before I move on. And I think this is an important part of your story. I just said, everyone has the same course, right? Not everybody implements the same way. And that's the difference, right? Is it fair to say, because you're a single mom, that this had to work?
It had to work, and it has to continue to work. So I have to continue to implement. I know you say you don't take credit for anything, and you don't, and you're so humble, but you know what? Without you, I wouldn't even have this pride. I wouldn't have this business. But like you say, you give all these tools to people, and it's what we do with them. And we all have a different journey, and we all take that, and it's our perception how to pull that piece and make it work for us. But you give us you gave me the strength. I know you don't think you did, but you did. because it has to work for me. And because of you, I'm sorry. This is unsolicited. This is as real as I can get. Because of you, I'm here.
You're welcome, Lisa. I can't be more proud. And thank you for sharing your journey with me, because this is what I get out of it. I get out of it the joy of hearing stories like this and watching you and your family become bigger and better. So let me say thank you so much for that. And, the reason I say the reason I ask that question is, when your why you're building this business is bigger than what it takes to build it, is when you'll make $70,000 in 6 months. And that's what I wanted to inspire other people. It's like, your why was so big that like, this had to work. So you know what? You made it work. And like you just said, you're going to continue to make this work because it has to continually work. And that's what I want to inspire other people with, right? Everyone has the same course, but when your why is just so massive, where it's just like, my daughter has nothing but me, and this had to work, and it worked. And I hope someone else, another one of our students, hears this story and realizes that if you literally give yourself no plan B, and for you, like you said early in the conversation, there was no plan B because there just wasn't a plan B. It wasn't some motivational tactic. It was like, this had to work because there was no plan B. So I hope people are inspired by that.
I hope that if I can reach anyone that sees or saw, let's say, the black tunnel with no light, keep traveling through it. Keep the strength up and know that we're destined for what we want for ourselves. I know that till now.
I love it.
We're if we want it, and like it's true, your why is more powerful than the negative tape in your head, mm-hmm. that you'll have the pride to do it and you'll build the relationships.
Yeah, I love it. So let's just kind of talk about building relationships. I love it. Again, thank you so much for being vulnerable. I know this was maybe not the easiest thing to share, but I know you got on here today and you said, Mark, I'm going to share my story to help someone else. And I hope that your story resonated with someone listening today. So, let's keep inspiring people, right? You made $70,000 in your first 6 months of being a signing agent. Let's talk about that journey. So how much money did you make last month? Let's kind of repeat that.
$11,300.
In the month before that?
$9,000.
In the month before that?
$12.6.
In the month before that?
$15.4
$1,000. Incredible. And if my math is right, that was in your third month of being a signing agent, making $15,000. Like, I hope everyone's getting inspired by your journey.
Yeah.
And so, we can go on and on for 6 months. It's been an amazing journey. So let's just kind of get to the beginning part of your journey, right? So how much money you make month number one?
$1,500 in 2 weeks.
You made $1,500 in your first 2 weeks. Talk people through the journey, right? So, and then month number two, how much did you make?
$10,100. I still it gets hard to even, my first month, I was like, is this real? Is this me? I did this. I did this. I built that relationship, and that's what makes me proud. Yeah. I walked in that door, no matter how awful I felt and scared, and I built an amazing relationship.
Well, let's talk through that, right? So I want to talk about walking through that door scared, because there's some students who are, right? And I want them to feel like they're not alone. I want them to realize that if you walk through that door, you can have a $10,000 month, right? So let's talk through the scaredness part, right? I mean, when you say you were nervous and scared, what were you scared of, and how did you push through it? Talk through that to help someone else.
So the first thing, like many, I got my first signing and was like, I'm sure I'm not going to do this. It's not going to be okay. And this will be a one and done. I just really thought, I'm not sure. I'm going to be able to handle this. Am I going to be okay? Am I going to be nervous? And I was. And the agent that I got that signing from had told me, just drop it off at this other title company and just leave it for them. And I decided when that person opened the door to give them my card and say, this is what I do. And that was like for me, that's the biggest thing, because my fear of myself and not being good enough, I just thought, I'm one and done. I'm going to turn this in and I'm going to walk away. And it didn't. It built, the person I handed it to liked me for one. Even though I was scared and I didn't think I'd do well, I did. I surprised myself.
Well, how did you
had the tape.
How did you get that first signing?
I have a real estate friend that called just to check in with me because of COVID, because he knew my business probably I was not going to have any money. And he just said, you're a notary. Why don't you do this? And I didn't know it was a thing. I'll be honest with you. I had no idea. The only thing I ever did for notary stuff was random people called me to sign titles and stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I found you.
I love it.
And I just dove right in.
I love it.
I was like, this, he gave me the light at my tunnel by just telling me about it.
Yeah. And so what I want to inspire people with is, you got your first signing through someone you knew. Like, so many of us know a real estate agent. So many of us know a mortgage officer. So many of us know someone in the business. You leveraged one signing that you got through a friend who was a realtor into a title connection where you were nervous as heck. And I hope people just followed that journey. Right? It wasn't anything crazy, right? You don't do signing service business. You right out of the gate, you said, you utilized your friend who's a realtor, and that led you to you did one of his appointments through him, and then you got into a title company. And like, there was no rocket science in that math formula right there. So I hope everyone here is inspired that, like, you can get business through people you already know. And I think sometimes, Lisa, that people don't realize how powerful that personal network is. And I'm hoping your story and journey can make people realize that one friend gave you one signing to one title company, and then you made $70,000 in the preceding 6 months after that. Through one friend, one signing, and one title company. Like, I hope people are hearing this, right? So, whether you're a loan signing system student or not, I mean, she's giving you how she built this business. And if you can do that, let me ask you this question, Lisa. If you could build this business, could anybody?
Yes. Anyone that wants to put the effort into learning this business can do it.
I will go one step.
It's not surgery. We're not doctors, but we study and we really just get to know your stuff. Not only did I get to know it before I did it, I have been blessed with escrow agents that just want to teach me. They want me to work there. So it's like, I've learned so much that make me building this business and signing anywhere with anyone confidently.
I'll take a step further. You said, anyone who's willing to learn. I think anyone who's willing to put in the effort. I mean, like I said, you reached out to the title officer through a friend. You could have just dropped off the thing, walked away, but you said, I'm going to do it. And then once you got into that title office, then you started reaching out and made more connections in the title office. And then that is what created your business. So I agree. Anyone can do this business as long as you want to put in the effort on both sides, right? The studying and the building. I'll be the first person to say this. I'll be the first person to say this business doesn't build itself, because it doesn't.
No.
But if you want to put in the work, it's pretty freaking easy, right?
Yeah. I mean, the amount of work you put into it, you're going to get what you put into it. You're going to get back what you put into it.
Good way of putting it, right? You can get.
And for me, again, my why was so important I was going to put everything into it. Everything.
Yeah, I hope people are inspired that, what's inspiring about anything in this conversation is your work ethic is second to none, but again, because your why was so big, like the work ethic came easy, and I hope people, other students, even people watching this on YouTube realize that, when your why is at the forefront, working hard, almost becomes natural. Like you don't even think about working hard because you have to work hard too because of your why. And I haven't asked this yet, but like, how do you feel looking at your daughter? How does your daughter look at mom?
She's proud of me. She's always like, Mom, you're awesome. And she can, I think she sees the difference in me. Like I just have a different, I just feel so much more better about life, like everything. Just like, because I enjoy what I do. I'm happy with what I do, and sees that Mom's killing it.
Yeah, no, I think it's an amazing story. Like every single one of these make me cry, they make me laugh. I just can't be happier for you. So, let's just kind of move to that next question that I always ask you students. And that's, what is that one piece of advice you give a signing agent? If your best friend's like, Lisa, what's up? I need a piece of advice that can help me build my business. What would you say to that person?
Don't let no stop you.
Love it. Talk more about that.
If somebody tells you no, I firmly believe that's not the person you want to do business with. Not only that you want to do business with, that's not going to be the right connection for you. I think the more I'm in this business, and like I said, it's been 6 months, I'm not the pro, but the more I'm in it, I see why I want to work with the people I want to work with. Because you're building the positive relationship. So if somebody says no to me or somebody doesn't like me, that's not the person I want to work for. That's not the person I want to dedicate my good work to them. I want to give my best to the people that want me, that I feel like I can have a true connection with and be happy about what I'm going to provide them. Which is a huge service. We're making people happy. We're changing people's lives. People are buying houses that haven't been able to buy houses before. People are refining. They're selling houses and moving on to better things. They're happy. And when you get to hear from them, like, you changed my life in the signing. I never thought this would go this great. People are so happy with the service you provide them. How can you not love it? So why, if somebody says no to you, that's not the person for you to do the business with, because they're the people that say yes to you are the people that you're going to get that positive impact from and enjoy what you do.
Get it. I love it. I'm just letting you go, dropping fire. Here's what I will say in feedback to that is, like, I think you said something like really, really cool. And that is, this is such a relationship business. Like I teach you guys that, like, when you hear the word no, you don't take it personally. You just go, you know what? We probably weren't going to click anyways. And what I really hear is that you understand and embrace, for lack of a better analogy, there's a lot of fish in the sea. So one no doesn't mean that every title company is not going to use you all of a sudden. It is just one no and I'm moving on. It's another
right.
No, I'm moving on. And I think that's powerful. I think that's powerful because a lot of people hear a no and it becomes crippling. But you spin the no like, they said no, like we weren't going to get along anyways. On to the next. And so I think it's a really cool mindset that you've developed naturally that could be shared with other people. Because what I really heard, Lisa, is a perspective on the word no. Right. Some people's perspective on the word no is, I'm a bad signing agent. I'm not good enough. Whatever that perspective is. Yours is, we probably wouldn't have got along anyways. and it allows you to move to the
Right.
next one. So I hope someone took that little tip from you, because I think that tip's more powerful than you may give credit for, get credit for,
Mm.
because it really is cool that your perspective on the word no is just like, I know how much of a relationship this business is. You telling me no probably means that we're not going to get along anyway. So it's probably better that we cut ties right now. And so
Right now. Yeah.
I just think that's a really, really cool perspective. I mean, how come, maybe you can help someone else out here. How come you hear the word no and it doesn't cripple you? Because there's some people out there who hear the word no, and all of a sudden it's like a punch to the gut. So just talk through that to help someone else, like kind of your style of not being crippled by that.
Well, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. No used to cripple me.
Mm-hmm.
And no would make me sad. And no would make me go cry in a corner and go like, I'm just not good enough. Because for 52 years, the tape in my head is I'm not good enough in everything. So it's not just working. It's, okay, I'm not the pretty girl. I'm not the skinny girl. I'm not the smart girl. I don't have a college degree. And now I'm a widow. It's like the big W, like the big A on the lady in the books, It's like, so I would think no means I'm done. Now what am I going to do? But because of COVID, no, and this taught me no, it's just another word. It's just another word. And I need to realize this is the God has a bigger plan for me. That's not the person for me. That's not the job for me. It's okay. It's okay.
I think you said so many good pieces of advice, like there's a bigger plan for me. Again, I think it really is, you've learned through COVID, because you kind of had to, that perspectives has to change, right? There was a moment in your journey where, no could cripple me, or I can take no in a different direction in my mind and keep building a business and keep moving forward. What I want to give you a lot of credit for is, there's what I've heard in your journey, Lisa, is so many opportunities for you to curl up in a ball and no one would blame you. But you didn't. And that's what I want to say. And I hope not only that is that inspiring to other people watching, but you've also kind of taken that tactic to building your business, bringing it full circle. It's like you hear the word no, and you could roll into a ball, or I need to keep moving. There's a different plan for me. This isn't the right fit for us as a relationship. I mean, it's a beautiful perspective, and I'm just so proud of you, because like I said, there's been many points in their story that you've told me where I'm like, that would have made me curl up and ball and never want to get out. And so the strength that you have is just inspiring and beautiful.
For the last 13 years, most of the time I wanted to crawl up in a ball.
What I will say, Lisa, as your mentor, is you came out on the other side of that light amazingly. I mean, what I will tell you is there's probably less than 3 students, maybe 4 students, who've been able to make $10,000 in their second month as a signing agent. I would venture to guess that we probably have less than 5 people who are able to make $70,000 or more in the first 6 months. I think you came out on that other side amazing. I'm glad you stuck with it. I'm glad you kept pushing towards that light. And I'm so honored to help you tell your story, to help other people who are in the middle of their darkness to keep going. Because if you would have stopped, you would never been here making incredible money, $70,000 in 6 months. Do you know how many Americans don't make that in 2 years?
Ever in my wildest dreams think that I could. Yes, the money's great. I'm so proud of that, but I'm proud of what I do. And there's a lot of people in this world that do things to survive that aren't proud of what they do. It's a job. It's a job for people. Most of the people, most Americans, let's say, they work because they have to survive. They hate it every day. Every day, I gotta get up and go to work. Every day, I gotta get up and go to work. I'm like, man, I get to go do what? 8 signings today? This is awesome. Like I'm just happy to do them. I'm like, I get to meet like 8 different people today that I'm changing the course of their life.
Yeah. No, I mean, I tell people the best parts about our job is that we're literally a piece of the American dream. right? Everyone's dreams to own a home, and like we're a small piece of someone else's American dream.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but that always got me excited and just that made the signing so much more enjoyable. It's like, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this moment in your family's life. So I'm on the same page, man, 100% on the same page. It's an incredible, we have one of the best jobs in America, and just I'm so happy that you've been able to taste a piece of what I have. And that's why I want to train as many people as I can on this. So proud of you. Let's go to kind of the last question I ask every one of you successful students, because by the way, you are a successful student, is, what was part of the hesitation? Before I ask the question, let me preface with why I ask it. There's somebody who's watching this video right now who's hesitating becoming a signing agent, even if it's not with my course, someone else's, and they're taking that moment of like, I don't know if I should do this. What was that moment for you? So someone might feel like I'm not alone, because I feel the same way Lisa used to feel.
The hesitation, again, for me would be, can I do this? Am I worthy? Am I smart enough? Will I handle this? And I wait to tell people, don't hesitate. Jump off. It's not a cliff. It's going to be fine. You can do this.
You said something that was crazy, crazy powerful, I think. And that is, am I worthy? And then you said something right after that, which I thought was really deep, is like, am I smart enough? First off, Lisa, it makes me so sad and mad that like any of you students feel like you're not smart enough, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, because you guys are all so amazing. And the fact is, you make $70,000 in 6 months. It took me 5 years to make 6 figures. And you're going to do that in the first 12 months of your business. Like, you are so worthy. You are so smart, and you're so beautiful, and you're so just perfect. And I'm just so happy that you found this, because that was the vehicle to bring it out of you. And so, if somebody else feels like you did, and someone feels like they're not worthy, someone else feels like they're not smart enough to do this business, what would you say to them?
Please dig as deep as you can into your own soul and realize we're all good enough. We're all the same. We're all worthy. We're all smart in our own ways. Dig deep. And anytime you think you're not worthy, you are.
Yeah.
52 years later, I found you and I realized I'm worthy. I'm worthy of good.
You absolutely are. You are worthy of a 6-figure signing agent business. You are worthy of starting your own signing service. You're worthy of making money and being with your daughter passively. Like, you're capable of building a signing service. I think you know that. I hope you know that. You'll get to a point where you'll be with your daughter and money will be coming in. And I want you to truly believe you can get to that point, because you can. This business can be as big and as small or as passive as you want it to be. And you are a businesswoman through and through. I'm just honored to be on this journey with you. Like, thank you for allowing me to, and thank you for believing in me to be a part of your journey.
I would encourage anyone, if anybody reached out to me or anybody asked me about this, I would tell them it's life-changing. It's life-changing. It's not just a job. It's a whole, you need your whole persona, everything for you to change. And once that change happens, I mean, it's what you put out is what you get back. We hear that all the time, but do we understand that? We don't until it's in your face. Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true. Give out what you expect back. I want greatness. I want to do better. I want to make my daughter proud of me. I want to make myself proud of me. And for years, I haven't had that.
And now you do.
Now I do. And I feel so blessed. I'm teary every day. I shouldn't be teary, but I am teary. When I get asked, can you please just help me out with one more signing? I'm like, I'm grateful for you. Like, what do you mean? Can I help you? Of course. Like, this is awesome. Like, it's life-changing, life-changing.
I'm proud of you. I will say that till my face turns blue. I mean, now hearing where your journey, it's like, I don't know if there's a word more than I'm proud of you, but if there is, I will say it because, you know, like I said, I mean, everyone has the same course. Everybody has a friend who's a real estate agent. Everybody does. Everybody has an opportunity to walk into a title company. Everybody has the same tools, but you've chosen to use those tools to change your life. And I can't be happier for you. I'm not going to take all the credit. I'll take a little piece of it, but 99% is because of you. And keep building this business, 6 figures. Let's go.
I feel like I should have that little fire like emoji behind my head.
Well, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. I know that this has impacted somebody out there. Even one, if it impacted one person, we both have won. So thank you, Lisa, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.